Israel, the response to that, your reaction to the attacks, what you think we should be doing to respond?
Well, this is the news of our lifetime. You know, I'm on the Armed Services Committee, and we see all the hot spots all over the world, and the talk has been for a year and a half, Ukraine, Russia, China, Taiwan, but we've all known the powder keg is in the Middle East. And the fuse got lit this weekend, and it was awful what we've seen on TV. Americans killed, over 1,000 Israelis killed. This thing could really get out of hand. People taking sides, people getting involved. The ball is in the court of President Netanyahu of Israel. He has 400,000 to 500,000 troops on the border of Gaza. He's going to decide whether they're going to go in or not. And it's we're having late tonight, we're having an all senators conference and telling us really what's going on. I'm hoping that cooler heads prevail. They don't go into Palestine. Hopefully they get the hostages back and people start cooperating. But this has been really bad. Israel has the right to go because they came in and they did some terrible things in their country. But the problem is when you start picking sides in the Middle East, it could get really messy very quick. And you have nuclear weapons could be involved. And when that happens, you know, the future of not just our country, but the world could be at stake.
Talk about, you mentioned the Ukraine, there's a lot of, I've read some pieces since this happened that says, look, this is a bit of a concerted effort, or this is a way to try and distract the U.S. from, you know, Russia and Iran are allied, Iran and Hamas are allied, they supply weapons to both. Do you think we're capable of and should be able to support Ukraine and Israel at the same time? And then, of course, what's going on in the Taiwan Strait? There seems like there's, as you said, multiple hotspots unfolding all at once.
Well, first of all, this is all caused by the weakness of this administration. We have showed zero strength when it's come to military overseas. It started with Afghanistan. Russia saw what happened. They said, well, okay, you know, if they're not going to do anything, we'll just go into Ukraine. China's reading out of the same playbook, and the same thing in the Middle East. You know, we have been the superpower for years and years. We're not that anymore. I don't know whether we have a military that's strong enough to take on the battles and the wars that we're looking face to face with. We've got a lot of great people in our military, but it's, you know, it's to the point where I'm concerned about, can we win a war? You know, we hadn't won one since World War II. But a lot of factors add up into this. But again, at the end of the day, Israel, who was attacked, I've got a lot of confidence in them and their leadership. They'll do the right thing. Hopefully it's a thing that will not cause a lot of problems for the rest of the world. But I'm just concerned about, you know, if we had to get into something like this, could we actually perform in a tough situation like Israel's getting ready to have to fight in?
Certainly the Gaza issue in part is a border security issue, and that's something that you guys have talked a lot about in our country. This is supposed to be one of the most heavily fortified borders in the world, and to which some people said today it was a 2G attack on a 5G sort of security system. Does that give you greater concern for our southern border?
Well, something failed in Israel. The intelligence failed. Our intelligence failed because we got intelligence all over the world. Something went wrong here. They will find out in the near future of really what happened. But they come across and cross the border in Gaza that thing is well fortified. They have sensors, they have fences, they have things in place that this doesn't happen, but something failed. What's happening at our southern border is man-made. It's happened by the Biden administration. I've been there several times. It is atrocious what's going on down there. We're having 2,000 to 3,000 to 4,000 to 5,000 people a day coming across. We don't know who they are. Each one of them costs the American taxpayers $40,000 a year. We can't afford that. Plus, we can't afford the drugs, the fentanyl coming across. I talked to a police chief here not too long ago. He hadn't heard of fentanyl 2 years ago. And now it's the biggest killer in our state. It's killing young and old. The human trafficking. Plus, we've had 2 terrorists caught in our state alone in the last 6 months. There's 26,000 people come across the border that we know of from the Middle East. okay? Most are coming here for the right reasons. You know some of those are not coming for the right reasons. President Biden, when he woke up after he heard about the problem in the Middle East, his first order should have been, let's activate military, go to the border, shut down that border immediately, because what's happening down there is putting every citizen in this country in harm's way.
You mentioned armed services. Obviously, your hold on DoD promotions has been a hot topic. There was 3 that came through the Joint Chiefs, Marine Commandant. Do you foresee a situation where there can be more work done between you and the DoD to achieve other promotions in the near future?
Yeah, first of all, a lot of people want, is this affecting readiness? If I thought it was, I wouldn't be doing this. I've said this all along. I've talked to generals, some involved in this. I've talked to admirals, some involved in this. Said, Coach, you do your job, we'll do ours. We'll get it done. So if there was a huge problem with this, first of all, it's a two-way street. The Biden administration can say, okay, let's move this policy back. Let's get this done. Let's get coached to let the promotions go through, which I would, and then let's get on with life. But it's a two-way street here. I do not like the American people nor the Alabama citizens not having a say-so about the most controversial subject in our lifetime, abortion. They moved it with a memo. They voted on it in 1985 in Congress. Joe Biden voted for this exact policy. So just give the American people a chance to vote through their representatives. That's all I'm asking. If they do that, no matter which way it goes, let's promote these people and let's get back to work.